The following video shows you what's probably going to happen if you try to reject a vehicle. You're going to come up against a lot of resistance. Now, ridiculously, I've had an update to this morning, that's why I've just added this bit on. All the parties involved say that I have got no evidence that this is a fault. So even though they've looked at all the evidence that I'm putting in front of my viewers, they say there isn't any evidence. Now, I just think that's unbelievable. They've just cherry-picked an MG email, and that is enough evidence to suggest there is no fault on this car. MG says this document is not up to date, but the update that I've shown you in this video is that 2 vehicles have been fixed under warranty. Even though 2 vehicles have been fixed under warranty, MG are saying it's not a current fix, it doesn't work, so we won't be fixing it. So they just contradict every shred of evidence that I've shown you. MG contradict themselves. They say it's a characteristic, but then they say in their own document that it's not a characteristic because it doesn't affect every X-Power vehicle. And then the other part to it is they say that it's not a valid repair, yet they're fixing other vehicles with this repair. And in my own case, they used the bulletin, which is the technical bulletin, they used to order parts. They used it to reference what they were going to repair. Yet this is not valid. It's not a document that came from MG according to them. So there's just so much corruption going on with this. I just cannot believe it. I really gobsmacked. I'm speechless. Yeah. I tried to reject my electric car because it was faulty, and this is what happened. The following video supplies all the evidence which disputes the pathetic excuses that the finance company, the dealer and MG has made during this process. Basis for refusal of rejection number 1, it's a characteristic, so there's no repair required. Basis for refusal of rejection number 2, the repair will not work, so there's no point in doing it. A characteristic is a quality or trait that makes a person, thing or group distinct or different from others. So in this case, the X-Power is a thing, and it's supposedly different from any other thing or X-Power. It's not a characteristic because other X-Power models do not do this. It's not a characteristic because all X-Power models, as the document that I'm just showing you now, all X-Power models do not do this, and MG states that clearly. But yet, when they want you to repair the car, they call it a characteristic. Now, if it were a characteristic, why the fuck didn't you tell me when you were taking my money off me at the point of sale? And in my previous videos, it clearly shows that that dealer knew that these cars suffer with a vibration. So it's not a characteristic, it's a fault. We've been through all that evidence, it's clearly a fault. So the basis for rejection cannot be that it's a characteristic, because it clearly isn't. So MG's own document states that it's not a characteristic because it doesn't affect all X-Power vehicles, yet that's the basis on refusing a rejection. So you tell me. So MG's own document states that it's not a characteristic because it doesn't affect all X-Power vehicles, yet that's the basis on refusing a rejection. So you tell me. Let's just have a look at a case where the X-Power has been fixed under warranty. The vibration has been fixed under warranty. So, summary of this situation: my X-Power from October 2023 experienced vibrations described by several of us. It started vibrating at 70 kilometers an hour, and after replacing the steering damper, a mandatory step, the vibrations in the steering wheel decreased and instead appeared around 90 kilometers an hour. This intervention clearly showed that it wasn't just the steering wheel vibrating, but the car itself. And that is an excellent point, and one that I touched on in my previous video. I see through MG Dealers Lies Part 2. So following the release of the MG Technical Bulletin, that's the bulletin also in that previous video, I forwarded it to my workshop, MG Cavallari in Nice. To the great surprise of the workshop manager, there was no trace of this bulletin in France, and he expressed frustration about learning of it from a customer instead of directly from MG. So that's a dealer's opinion of the cover-up of this bulletin. This workshop had already dealt with a vibrating X-Power at low speeds in early 2024. The owner returned less than a week after delivery, stating the car was undrivable. According to the mechanic, it was impossible to drive like that. That's his words. Their diagnosis identified a failure in the engine mounts, which MG accepted under warranty, and the results were positive. The customer was satisfied. So that's one case where it's been fixed under warranty. And if you remember, MG are telling me that they do not fix this under warranty because it does not work. I suspect this prior experience in the Nice workshop helped my case. This is another case. This is another vibration case. So it helped my case to be approved by MG under warranty, given the technical bulletin supports this diagnosis. So it's been diagnosed, and the technical bulletin, which is what I showed you in the previous video, supports everything that the mechanics at this MG dealer say. So, to my knowledge, no one else in the group has had a warranty approval for this issue so far, which is right. MG UK are saying it's never been a fix, and we're not implementing that fix, so he's right there. But it's not correct, is it? If people are getting the cars fixed in other countries through the warranty, through this, you know, according to the instruction on the technical bulletin which I've showed you, then it is a warranty issue and it is a fault. This characteristic crap, you do not repair a characteristic. Nice, that's France, was waiting for my feedback to confirm whether the intervention was successful or if they needed to proceed with step 3, replacing the subframe if vibrations persisted. This was completed today, so they've put a subframe on it as well. After testing daily over a week, including at speeds where the vibrations previously occurred, and even at high speeds on familiar road, up to 160 km, I shared the following conclusions with the workshop. So this is the customer's opinion, is relating this to the workshop. So first point, the rumbling sound during daily driving has disappeared. This is the noise that's been mentioned before, and what they tried to fob me off to say, the dealer tried to fob me off, say it's just a noise, it doesn't mean nothing. So the noise comes along with the vibration, that's basically what they're saying. Except on rough roads where I believe it's just feedback from the wheels over an uneven surface, so he just reckons it's road surface noise. Second point, the car no longer vibrates at all. As confirmed by me and the technician who tested it with me and had previously noticed the vibrations before the intervention. So all along I've been told that it don't vibrate until I supplied them with stacks of evidence to show that it is vibrating, and eventually the dealer that I'm with admitted that it was a fault and it was a vibration. So let's continue with this now. For your information, I am no longer using the original tyres. Well, that's neither here nor there. The workshop will now report back to MG France, which I assume will validate this solution. However, I'm not sure how long MG will take to process their feedback. It'll probably be at least another week. Well, they'll never release a fix for it. They've already proven that they're not going to do that. But maybe this development might help us. In the meantime, you can share this information with your respective workshops. I haven't yet received an invoice or intervention report, as I assume it will only be issued once the warranty case is officially closed. If MG rejects the warranty claim despite these findings, your workshops can contact Nice directly using my name. They'll know which car it is, given how many times I've been there. Fortunately, I live nearby. That said, I don't know if Nice will respond to everyone due to their busy schedule, so your workshops should start by reaching out to MG France first. Well, they're going to continue to deny the issues, possibly, if it's anything like MG UK. In the photo, you can see the old engine mounts, which I've numbered according to the technical bulletin available in the group file. So that's the bulletin that I spoke about in the previous video. I couldn't upload it here with the photo, but I've shown you that in MG Dealers Lies Part 2. These are used parts, you can see from the photograph. They're numbered there, and the numbers correspond with the parts and the diagrams in the bulletin. There's no disputing that this is made up, as I've been told by my bank, who did a Section 75 claim, or didn't do. They say that this isn't real, and it's another country, so it doesn't count, which is a load of rubbish because it's the same vehicle. So that is 100% proof that at least 2 vehicles have been fixed under warranty by an MG dealer. So MG saying that this bulletin is not up to date, and that was 6 months ago, is absolute crap, because the bulletin is what this MG dealer used, and in my own case they used that bulletin to order the parts. So MG sent the dealer that I'm with that bulletin so that they could go ahead and order the parts. And from one of my previous videos you can see that they did order the parts for this repair.